Hey, Bobby Manning here. Welcome to the Garden Report. Josue, Pavon. Recapping a big win for the Celtics, a dominant one defensively.
Yes.
I didn't think they had this in them, Josue.
What? Why not?
I wrote for Celtics blog this morning. 5 things I loved about the Celtics coming in the playoffs, 5 things I was concerned about, and I was worried about the defense. I didn't see the forcefulness, I didn't see the disruptiveness, I didn't see all the activity that we finally saw tonight. And a big reason why, you mentioned in the last video Marcus Smart, and he does deserve honorable mention for this, but the big transition point I thought was when Robert Williams came off the bench halfway through the first quarter, and in just about 10, 11 minutes, posted close to a triple-double. I think he finished the first half with 10 and 8. Rolling, most touches I've seen from him in the first quarter all year, but defensively you saw 2022 Rob on display.
Yeah.
Was this Rob back in full?
I think so, or at least this version of Rob, right?
CLNS Media's Celtics coverage is brought to you by FanDuel. Sign up at FanDuel.com/Boston and make every moment more on America's #1 sportsbook.
I don't know, you want to put a percentage to it, maybe 80, 85% compared to the guy we saw
90.
last season, but you got 90? Okay, well, there you go. I mean, that's how small the margin is, right? I think what this Celtics team needs from their bench is someone like Rob, who can come in, give you that energy on the defensive end of the floor, be the defensive anchor, but also jumpstart the fast break. That's exactly who he was last year. The only difference is he's doing this off the bench, and there's space for that, right? There's a role to be filled, and I feel like he does a really good job in doing that because it resonates throughout the team. It resonates on here at TD Garden. Everyone wants to see Rob, excited and making those big plays, and you're seeing the way it impacts him, right? He's getting all rah-rah, getting the crowd going, man. It's all positive stuff that the Celtics team needs that I think carries over throughout the postseason.
Yeah, so many show-stopping plays from him in this one, too. He practically grabbed the ball out of the air.
Oh, man, that was the best one, man. When he took that layup away from Murray didn't know what happened. He was like, where did the ball go?
Well, I thought that play where if he grabbed that offensive rebound that bounced up pretty far, tossed it right to White, and White threw an alley-oop to Tatum in succession, I thought that would have been the best play of Rob's career if they were able to pull that off. Just kind of a circus play, but a well-orchestrated one, and that's how well-connected they played early in this game. He ended up committing some awful turnovers later in the game, throwing the ball away and on outlets, but in the half court, when they threw the ball to him, he kept making good decisions, and you see what they talked about over the last week or two, where if they can get Rob touches, if they can get Rob looks, he can be a real difference maker offensively, too.
Yeah, no question, especially because those opportunities are there for him. I mean, we all know what the lob is. We all know that there's a lot of guys on this team that know exactly how to get that going, right, in terms of, like, in transition. And, that's not a problem. But when Rob gets the ball and he puts when he gets the ball in the paint and he has to put his back to the basket, he's got moves in his bag. It's just a matter of finding the right spots when to do that. But when this Celtics offense is running the way it is, if it's not an alley-oop, it's a layup. I mean, a lot of the times he can run the floor for you. But in the half-court set, I think that'll be interesting to see how he responds. But that's something I think he will you'll see him improve that part of his game later throughout this postseason run. But what the Celtics really need for him is to anchor the defense and just constantly resist guys like Trey, like Murray, other players off the bench, guys who are trying to get to the rim. Just enough resistance where you're not fouling them, but you're not making it easy for them to convert layups. And I thought that was a big issue for the Hawks. Maybe they were tired trying to keep up with the Celtics, but also angling them to a tough spot when they're trying to convert layups. They do
that so well.
They do it so well, and when Rob comes in from the bench after getting it from Al, after getting it from Tatum in some regard, it's exhausting for the opposing team. And that's how Rob, I think, impacts the defensive end of the floor.
Biggest surprise of the night, too, the rebounding battle. Celtics struggled early there in the first half, managing Atlanta's crashes on the glass. A super aggressive effort from them. Rob helped them balance that a little bit, I thought. And he's super competitive on the defensive glass. At times they need to tip the ball out to the guards. They were all in great positions there, and the Celtics did end up winning the rebounding battle. Room for improvement, though. They lose the offensive rebounding battle, and Missoula was concerned after the game that they lost the shot battle. And I said this coming into the series, the Hawks can keep this close. They didn't tonight. Close the gap a little bit in the second half, but those little things they do on the margins, whether it's rebounding, whether it's turnovers, they can use those to stay competitive with the Celtics. It's just that they shot horrifically tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that was a point of emphasis from Hawks head coach Quinn Snyder, right, in terms of shot selection and trying to get as many possessions as you can and many opportunities as you can, but obviously being smart with the ball and trying to seek out those catch and shoot opportunities that the Celtics do very well. He commended the Celtics for who they are offensively and being able to get those opportunities time and time again. But they have to limit the Celtics while also earning additional possessions. So you saw the Hawks do that in the second half when they were able to pull the lead, Celtics' lead, or cut it rather, to 13 off of that 8-2 run. But Josue calls timeout. The Celtics make adjustments. Jalen goes off, and all of a sudden it's a double-digit game again, or at least it was back to double digits, or closer to 20 points rather, when the Celtics were able to close out the win.
Is 22 minutes the sweet spot for him? Of course, blowout here, that probably limits it a little bit, but I do think we imagine him being reduced to some degree. 22, a little light. I think we always look at games like this and say, can you give us more?
Yeah.
At the same time, is this the most you can get from him while he stays healthy, while he stays fresh?
I think 22 to 25 is key. Around the 20-minute mark, if you're gonna keep him out there for the halfway mark of the fourth quarter, or if you're in a situation where you want him to end the games, I think that's where you make that decision, right? Those extra 5 minutes when he's hovering around the 20-minute mark. But yeah, I mean, it's something to keep a close eye on, especially with the way Jalen responds to this hand injury, whether it's a week or 2-week thing. It's something that, again, it's worth keeping an eye on and seeing how he heals. And, not seeing Grant Williams in this game, it clearly shows you the direction that Joe Mazzulla is willing to go right now, and he's confident in giving guys like Rob extra minutes and guys like Malcolm Brogdon extra minutes, where you didn't see that as much throughout the course of the regular season.
Glad you brought that up. Sprinkle of Sam Hauser rounds out that rotation.
Sam Hauser too, yeah. I mean, if he gets hot, he's going to get additional minutes as well. So yeah.
Grant DMP in Game 1. We hit on that in our preview show. Would this be a series where Grant sits? Can he bounce back if he doesn't play all series? We'll talk about that more on practice on Tuesday when the Celtics take the floor again, as well as update you on Jaylen Brown, who did get re-injured in this game, finished the night, but admitted after he suffered a split in that shooting hand where he received stitches last week. We talked about that in our last video here on Celtics All Access, so go check that out. And all the player reaction is available on CLNS Media. I'm Bobby Manning. He's Josue Pavon. This has been the Garden Report. Celtics 1, Hawks nothing in this first round series.